Hey guys, it's Noah with Ask4Noah Property Solutions here with Michael from the Michael Orta team of Remax Cornerstone. We're here today with Scott with Mobile Medics for our SBS. As you guys know, SBS is all about collaboration over competition. We're here to bring the community of small business owners together so that we can help each other grow and give back to the community. So Scott, if you want to introduce yourself and give your background.
My name's Scott Solomon. I'm the owner of Mobile Medics. I've been self-employed since 2016, rebranded in 2020 under Mobile Medics, and we do phone, computer, tablet repair. It's actually a customer calling.
The customer calling.
Right on cue.
All right, let me just hit.
That's perfect.
You're good, bro. You're
Perfect. All right. And that's that's pretty much it. Phone, computer, tablet repair, and we sell those refurbished devices and then the accessories that go with them. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, because to be honest, man, nowadays with freaking these phones, man, like that you need that.
Yeah.
You know, I can't actually. I got to get with you. My one lens is a little my lens on the
before we leave, that's getting
yeah. No, that's just a protector case, but my one lens I got to get with you. So what where are you from? How did you what's your background?
So I was a donut fryer right out of high school at Giant Food. So my background isn't tech at all.
Okay.
Just through high school I was there and worked my way up, and then
I remember though you always dabbled though.
I always, and that was the beginning, and I was all, every family I feel like has a grandparents go to that kid,
Yep.
and most of the time you're just unplugging the router.
Yeah.
But I was always that go-to, kid growing up, and then it just got to the point where I'm doing friends, family. I could probably make a couple bucks, where I was at with that. So still stayed at Giant, but I actually started at the Stubborn Dutchman Flea Market. It's not there anymore, but it was right by Heise's on the right-hand side. It's storage now, but I set a little table up. I got a banner printed at Staples. It said Solomon Systems, and it was computers only at that point. So I was only doing computers, just like screens and hard drive swaps. But from there,
bro.
People were asking about phones, and I think about 6 months into the flea market,
Was this right out of high school?
No, this was actually, the flea market setup was 2014.
Okay.
So it was Giant up until then.
And doing stuff kind of.
Yeah, just
friends, family.
Yeah, friends, family.
Your own stuff.
I was buying and selling off of Facebook. So. I was just doing that as like a side thing, and then, it got to the point where, let me turn my home office into like a little storefront. So I actually, like, my living room when you first walk into my house at one point was sectioned off, and it was like a little shop,
Nice.
and I, got into phones and tablets, and from there it just grew. I built I still have 2 clients today that actually know me from Stubborn Dutchman Flea Market.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's
wild. I think
almost 10 years ago. 10 years ago, dude.
Yep.
A decade ago.
And it's those relationships though that you build. And that's what we try to do here is like honest, reliable repairs.
Nice.
And I think like you could go to the mall and there's so many other things, but why people like staying with me is that homey feel.
Yeah.
So and I hope I don't ever lose that, and it is like for the community, whatever, and I try to treat every customer as if it is my grandma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean it just grew and grew and grew, and through those relationships I ran into a partner and 2015, and we opened the storefront and did our thing for a few years, and then kind of grew into where we are now.
Man, everything happens. Everything happens for a reason. Everybody follows the path and whatnot. We can always trust me. We can all talk about partners and stuff like that. Dude. Like sometimes in partnerships, you know what I mean. Like I say from personal, like with my own experience, like I look at it as like it's a marriage, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And when everybody thinks of divorce, they think immediately ill will, stuff like that. And honestly, like I look at it as like there are many divorces in the world that happen 20 years later that you know, you as a person have changed, circumstances have changed, you just fell out of love. Business is the same way, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the best you can do is pivot with it and continue to grow. So you did that, you pivoted, and that's where Mobile Medics was born?
Yeah, yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So what
Yeah.
year was that?
So that was 2020.
2020,
So,
dang,
yeah,
okay.
The beginning of everything.
Crazy
yeah.
thing, he's what, we said he's the fifth, Lex, the fifth one now? Yeah. Out of the 5, I want to say what? You're 3 of them now that said 2020 is like
wow.
along with us. We were that was when we really started getting into heavy into real estate. That we, you know, so it's wild to hear that like we
To hit
a
a
lot of
pivot.
small businesses like 2020.
Yeah.
You know, you get started, you start rocking this, and then COVID. So break that down. So 2020, what like before COVID?
Yeah,
actually
it was
hit?
before COVID. Restructured my business, LLC.
So like
you know, 'cause
January 2020.
Yeah, yep.
Nice.
Yep. It's-
Fresh
yeah,
year,
it was
fresh
a fresh
start.
year, and that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it was, and
Gotcha.
that's what we wanted. So you know, I found a storefront right downtown in between 5th and 6th Street.
On Cumberland, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So I found that, you know, secured it and moved everything in, and then the shutdown happened.
Yeah,
so,
March 15th or March
yeah,
17th or
yep.
whatever.
But honestly, that was another moment that, not a full pivot, but it kind of forced me. I couldn't open up the storefront. I had it, you know, and the landlord worked with me, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But I went strictly mobile then. So everything was out of my car. It was a play on words, the Mobile Medics, because we work on mobile
Dang,
devices,
yeah,
but
yeah.
we truly are mobile. And to this day, we still do house calls.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, so that was actually, you know, it was a crazy time, but yeah, I was all over.
It
you know,
molded you.
Yeah, I was Harrisburg and Lancaster, and
Oh, really?
I really was. I was moving. I had no travel fee at the time, but just because that was my office. So
Yeah, yeah.
my gas and upkeep of the vehicle
Was all built in.
Was, you know, that I wasn't paying rent due to us shutting down. So I waived all the fees. I'll come to you at a time and place that's convenient.
Nice.
You know, I've been in, you know, different hospitals, Burger Kings, you know,
Really?
like, yeah, you know,
Nice.
and whatever
Do you
makes sense.
so I gotta so you would go say you said a Burger King, like are you going grabbing it and then working on it right there?
So I asked the customer. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean I've had, you know, I have nurses or what, let's just say the Burger King.
Like they're
though.
they're on shift.
They're on shift. They can't leave. They're messaging me though, you know, and I'll go right in. Hey, I'm looking for Susie. And you know, they come out of the back and, you know, whatever. And I ask them, is it okay to do it here or what do you prefer? Because I do have a setup. It's like a lap tray that goes on my steering wheel.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah. So that whole, I was actually in. My mom has a clipping of the Flyer magazine or whatever. But the chamber put in, you know, this thing, and it was me,
In
you
the
know,
car?
in the car. Yeah, you know,
That's
I had
awesome,
the
bro.
sanitizer like sitting there. I had a, you know, and it was a full setup, and I still do that now. You know,
Yeah.
like iPhone screen repairs are 80% of what we do. You know,
Yeah.
it's just the screens, and that is we consider that a walk-in because it's 15-20 minute repair. So
Yep.
it's not an, you know, intensive repair that we can do. I'll pull right up, set up my whole tray on my steering wheel and get it done. But yeah, I'll always ask the customer what is best, what's okay.
Yeah.
You know, and most of the time they're cool. Yeah, you know, and if I'm going to eating place, I'm eating. You know, if I'm going, I don't care what it is. Yeah. You
Dude,
know.
as a business owner, as a small business owner, bro, you eat when you can, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it.
You feel
There's times I'm in the back, shoving my face, and then I see the camera, someone walking, I'm like, shoot, you know.
Yeah,
and I
clean it
gotta
up real quick. Yep.
Yep, and that's just I feel that's the industry thing,
No.
you know. So
For sure.
yeah. And
Nah,
you just
dude.
gotta get in where you
own
fit
a
in, man.
when you own a business,
Yeah.
man, like it's you gotta eat when you can. You know what I mean? Like you just fill it in and.
When you remember to eat.
Yeah. We didn't even have lunch yet. So like
Yeah.
after this, we're gonna probably
Yeah.
just grub, you know. And
Yeah.
so during 2020, you know what I mean. Your first full year was you had to pivot immediately. Like you had the brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Immediately had to pivot into being mobile.
Just strictly mobile, yeah.
So how long did that last until you were back into that facility again? Like back into
It was
that
the
brick and
same
mortar?
year, and I know guidelines started changing
Yeah,
with what is considered essential
It changed every week, man.
It
You
really
didn't even know what was going on, bro.
Certain workers needed a pass to drive.
Yeah.
It was just a weird time.
It was.
Truly was
No
a
one
weird
knew what
time.
was going on.
Yeah.
No one was telling us, and then you'd hear from like Joe down the street, "Oh no, you can do that." And then you'd hear from Susie down the street, "No, you can't do that." And it's
I'm
like
essential. And then what's classified as that,
Yes.
you know? So
Yep.
But it was later that year that I did open up and you know, started, you know,
people were able to come in and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I had an employee at the time. I had Jose there.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know, so Jose was running the store, and I was running around town, you know, so I was handling all the house calls and, you know, phone calls and stuff, and then he was in the store.
Gotcha.
And then 20, all of 23. Yeah, so 2023 I moved here. So
Gotcha.
I was there for 3 years.
Yep.
And then I moved here.
And if,
so
where's here?
Here is 1224 Cumberland Street.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're actually.
If anyone's
right,
familiar with Fresh Donuts,
That's what I was about to say.
It's crazy.
It's a
Fresh
landmark.
Donuts is a landmark in Lebanon, bro.
Yeah,
and if
it's
you're
a
watching this
POI.
and you're not from the area, Fresh Donuts is the greatest donuts that has ever been created, and he's basically right next door.
Same
so.
parking lot, just
Yeah.
opposite end.
Yep.
And that is a point of interest I use when customers are like, well, where are you near?
Fresh Donuts, man.
Same parking lot as Fresh Donuts. You'll
Landmark,
see the red,
bro.
Yep, look for the red repair flag out there, and
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So you moved here in 2023?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm about a year and a half in now at this location.
Nice.
Yeah.
What made you want to move, for one, and then two, what was that like? You know what I mean? Because I know me personally moving just in general for personal reasons for a house or anything is, oh my God.
Yeah, man. So it was
we moved
stressful.
offices.
Yeah,
That was stressful. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what made you want to move, and then how break that down, how that looked, man?
Yeah. So we were Jose. It was actually. This spot came available before I even was thinking about moving.
Okay.
But I knew what this spot was. It was they did the car stereos.
It was an electronics store, bro. Yeah, I used to come in here, man, back in the day.
So I knew what the space was like while they had aisles in here.
Yep.
I knew what the back was. So I seen guys cleaning up and doing whatever. So I just popped in and I was like, hey. And it wasn't the owner, you know, but I got in touch with the owner. I was just curious because, you know, I always wanted to expand, but I actually wasn't in a position in that moment. But it wasn't ready anyway. So 2 months went by actually of them like getting this ready, you know, to rent. Jose needed a little bit more, you know, than I could offer, quite honestly.
Hey, dude, trust me.
So, you know, and we had a discussion.
Part of the game.
And, yeah, it really is. And I don't ever want to hold anyone back or, you know, gladly, you know, do your thing, whatever. But now I'm down to me, which got rid of my payroll, and that was my biggest overhead. I mean, and I'm preaching to the choir.
Most businesses, man.
You know, so that kind of opened up a little bit where it honestly
more flexibility.
Maybe I can do this, and the reasoning with moving here was growth.
Yeah.
You know, so
you can build into it.
We used to like, I don't know if you're going to ask me this, but upcoming things to look forward to, like we're bringing back our tournaments. So we used to do small 2K and Madden tournaments.
Nice.
And we did all ages, all age ones, and then we did, you know, late night ones, you know, whatever.
Yeah, the
adult
boys.
only, the boys.
Well,
yeah.
Girls are included, but you know what I mean? I just think of Barstool. The boys, man.
Yeah. So
Saturdays are for the boys.
Sign up for a tournament.
Yeah, bro. Dude, I suck, bro. I'm terrible. But that would be dope. That would be a good like office team building.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, bro.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So you know, with having the bigger space, you know, we are able to host
have more
certain
opportunity.
things. There's, you know, yeah. So you know, we get the tournaments going, and you know, we have all this room for 20 kids to run around and playing, getting, you know, and then the back room is the same size as this. But my plan for next year, I'm trying to finish out this year strong.
Yep.
Put away enough money to actually do this organically as much as I can. You know,
yep.
so, but 2025, I would like to actually move Mobile Medics to the back room, and
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll give you guys a tour then.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
well, it's kind of like what you posted earlier. It's it's halfway done.
Yep,
Whatever.
yep.
But I would like to move Mobile Medics to the back just because there's rooms and the layout I think would be nice, and it allows me another storefront. And I really have been looking into Topgolf has a swing suite.
Yeah,
where it's a virtual.
Yes, yep.
So there's a different machine now, and it's a multi-sport one where the screen is actually pressure sensitive, and then it uses LiDAR sensors that are like in phones. So like the sensor there's like the projector, but then the sensor.
Sensors.
So it like as far as the golfing, it understands your swing, how hard you hit the mat. But now these new systems are equipped with kickball. I mean, there's so much you can do.
Yeah, you can.
And I would really love to get into that realm of
VR, almost like VR.
Almost
it's
VR.
not VR, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And just to start out one bay, but I feel like I got room for two.
No,
but,
you do.
And how you're talking about team building, we would love Ask4Noah to rent us out.
Yep.
And you guys come in here and and it would be like this. You're hanging, bring your own food in, and you guys are just having a ball for the next couple hours.
It's almost like an event, kind of like event space, but you have an amenity that you're providing for them to hang out and do something with it. But
the VR stuff's
dude.
I played the simulator at Hershey Park.
Well, and it's
like the golf, soccer, football, all that
and it's
stuff.
coming like you see it in other areas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So organically, you were saying financially. Now to the marketing side of things, you try to focus heavily on referrals and things like that. Is that like your main business?
That's huge.
Yeah.
Of course, social media.
But dude, that's the new word of mouth.
That really
bro.
is the new word of mouth. Yeah. And I like customers. They want to throw me $10 tip or whatever, and I say, the best tip you could give me is an honest review.
Is it? Yeah.
And that,
so. Dude, reviews are, Google is like, I use Google for everything.
Yeah.
So, funny, we were talking about this, and he had a client come in. You want to talk about customer service? My man hopped right up, took care of him, sent him out the door, and he's right back to the interview. So, keep that in mind if you need, to get your phone done during the day. You said a typical repair is like break out your day and what your typical day looks like and what repairs look like.
So right now we're operating by appointment only, with it just being me, and I'm still offering house calls. My schedule, I'm in and out a lot. So I'm operating by appointment only. So I book appointments, so I know what I'm walking into for the most part, when I come in, because I'm booked up. We do accept walk-ins when I'm here. I know that's kind of like, it's
the battle of the business, man.
So, but yeah, we do accept walk-ins, and most of the time it is for a screen. Like those two customers were screened, so they'll be back in at 2:00 to pick it up.
Nice.
But it is a 15-minute repair per phone if it is a screen. Then if it's like iPad repair or anything computer related, we try to do next day turnaround, like on
24-hour.
Yeah. So
and it's just you.
Yep.
Man, dude, and it offer 24-hour turnarounds. That's huge, bro.
Yeah,
that's huge, man.
We try to. I mean, you don't realize how much you rely on your phone until you don't have.
I do realize, man.
So. Yeah. So I don't want to have your device for multiple days, and that's not what we're built on. So that's our goal, is to have you in and out and back up and running, in the most efficient way, without sacrificing the quality of the repair. So
just curiosity's sake, you said 80% of the business is phone repairs.
Yeah.
How, just rough estimate, monthly basis.
Like
how many screens do you think you repair on a monthly basis?
Oh man.
Doesn't have to be on the dot.
Yeah, I mean,
what like.
I would say I do 20 screens a week. So
like 80 minimum.
75.
75 to 80.
Yeah.
And that's all.
And I could pull that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could. But I never really thought about that either. What that
the metrics, bro. Yeah.
But yeah. But it is. I mean, it is. That's the biggest thing. People drop their phones or iPads or step on your computer, your laptop. So. Yeah.
And you offer computer repair also still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. It's not as much, and I'm learning to not take on.
I was gonna say, man, because like honestly, Well, because I hit you up. Remember how we were talking about my son
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah,
dude?
yeah.
It's still in the
Yeah.
closet, bro. It's still, bro. I've been.
Man.
He's been on me about it. And I'm like, bud, it's Eli's computer. The hard drive took a shit, and I needed I wanted him to look at it and whatnot. And we chatted about it, and then like, bro, like my schedule.
I think
and
we
then,
chatted 3 times.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Separately,
And-
like, hey man, I'm coming over, and then you're just gonna bring it to the shop.
Yeah, and then I was like, and then around the time I was like, yo, bro, I'm not home yet, blah, blah. And then I was like, well, what if I bring it to the shop? And he was like, no, that's cool. And it just, yeah, bro. But that's what I was going to bring up is like, you know, you can do those things, but I don't really notice, like I haven't really seen you really talk about that.
I don't really advertise.
Yep.
People come in and they ask and, you know, whatever, but I was to a point where I was taking everything in. Yes, I got you. I got
what
you.
happens when you
Come
start a
back in
business.
half an hour, and I got 3 repairs.
business is
Yeah.
Like, you know, but now I'm learning to say no in a healthy way. And
in a professional way, man.
you know, and if I'm working on your $2,000 device, I want to give it my all. You know,
Yeah.
and if I have 9 repairs going on and I'm working on this, you know, it's just
Because
not.
computer's more in depth.
And it is.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
It's
yep.
not a straightforward thing. A lot of it is diagnostics and trying to figure it out. So I'm stuck
like
on
working
this
on a
one.
car, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It could take
yeah.
30 minutes. It could take
Yeah.
2 days.
You know, and you know, if we do grow and I bring back another tech, you know, then it'll allow, you know, one of us to just hone in on that repair. But that is why we kind of slow down on the computer repair, because, you know, I wasn't hitting quotas, you know, because I was stuck on this one, you know, thing that it just, you know, I need to get back over on the desk. And,
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, I don't advertise,
Yep.
you know, the repair end, and there are things where I apologize. You know, there's Perone Technology, you know,
Yeah,
I think he's moving out of that
No, I saw him
field.
post that
Yeah.
he was potentially selling or something
Selling,
like that. But
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say that's the only guy that I know, the only business that I know in this area that does the computer stuff.
Yeah,
You
and
know what I
he's
mean?
strictly
And the only reason I
been
asked you was
computers.
just because I remember back in the
Yeah.
day you would tinker around on them, stuff
Yep,
like that.
yep.
But I don't
Yeah.
know jack about computers. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping my son just kind of slowly. Maybe you can hire my son someday.
Oh,
bro.
that would be awesome,
He
man,
likes
yeah.
he likes that stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
He's definitely getting into it. So.
Yeah.
So you said 80% of your business is iPhone. So what's that other 20%? Is that
The components,
Yep.
you know, so like battery, speakers, cameras.
Okay.
You know, and then the iPad, which iPad's been picking up lately on the repairs, and I love doing iPads.
Well,
I just that's my.
I wonder if that's just because I feel like iPads now have like how many generations are they on now?
There's a
The
few.
10th.
Quite a few.
For
So
the
I-
base model, they're
I
up to
just
the
feel
10th.
like that their price range has become to a point where like just like I remember iPhone, bro. Like you had to be a certain person to have an iPhone. Like I don't know if you ever watched the show Entourage. Yeah, right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was BlackBerry, and then the
Yeah.
next season it was iPhone.
Yeah.
It was like if BlackBerry was the same concept. Like you were in business, you had a BlackBerry. Your everyday person to have a
Yeah,
BlackBerry.
yeah.
Same with the
That
iPhone.
was a professional standard.
Yeah, same with iPhone. There now, I feel like iPhone, you know, they have the you know, you can break into it easier now. Same with iPads, man. I feel like iPads are starting to become like the
Yeah,
know,
they have the
they've been
base
around
models that are very budget friendly.
Yeah,
yeah.
which
Now
then
they have
allows-
the Pro and the Airlines that are, you know, more. You're gonna spend 12, 13, you know,
Yeah.
whatever on them. But
it's almost like
yeah,
buying a
those
computer
base
basically at
models.
these
Yeah,
days.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you've actually seen an uptick with the iPads. You said
Yeah.
you enjoy like you personally.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that to me is a repair. And I'm not, you know, my nickname is Scotty Screens. You know, people say Scotty Screens.
Scotty Screen. I love that, bro.
You
But-
got a lot of catchy
Yeah,
names.
man. Mobile Medic, Scotty Screen. Dude, he's always been like that, bro. Yo, he's always been like that.
My response is, from the business standpoint, it's more than screens. And what
Yeah.
I mean by that is, it's not really hard to fix a screen. If you could figure it out and whatever. But you get into those repairs like the iPads where you got to heat it up, you got your heat gun, your heat pad, you're dropping alcohol in there to melt the, you know, so it's like, to me, I'm in there
yeah.
and I truly enjoy that end of it, you know,
Yeah.
so, and then the profit margin on that is.
Yeah. I was gonna say, and
'Cause
well, and
it's a
also too, like
glass-only repair.
you said that like about the iPhone thing, like someone could figure it out. That's no different than someone could figure out how to sell their house. Someone could figure out how to fix a house. Someone can figure out how to change out an outlet. But it comes down to like, Mike's saying convenience, man.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
our phones run our lives.
Mhm.
And I know
Yeah.
maybe that's sad to say to a certain extent, but in reality, like
I got 2 phones here, bro.
Yeah,
It-
yeah, yeah.
it-
Yeah, it's a lot.
it flow. You know what I mean? Your personal, your business, everything flows through there. You know, it's not the '80s anymore where like you got to send a letter or walk down the street or whatnot. So
Yeah.
you know, like for me, dude, that's huge. Like for me to be able to walk in and be like, yo, bro, my screen's cracked. I need this fixed. And you're like, yo, just pop a seat, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
relax and whatnot. With the iPads, so are you curious, like, are you looking to expand, like, that portion of your business to expand now that because, like, schools, like, my son has an iPad at school.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? I don't know if they have people
Yeah, so
but, like,
I,
are you ever, like, looking to
I
then
would
expand?
absolutely love that. But so I actually had a contract with Hershey Middle School. So I used to do the students' iPads.
That's awesome.
Because
they got to beat them up.
They really do.
They
do.
have to, bro.
Once a week, I would meet the director of tech. His name's Adam, great guy. And he would have a stack every week. And we would, here's the repair. And, then I would invoice them once a month. And, so what happened now, all the districts are just going in-house. They have an in-house.
I was going to say, like, for them, for how many they have,
Yep.
and because they have IT in-house.
yeah.
Because I remember a buddy of mine used to work for the IT at Lebanon. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Crazy. Went to Lebanon, all graduated, all that stuff. Never knew we had an IT.
Yeah,
Never,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I find out my buddy's working there for a summer job. I'm like, we had an IT? Like, what the world? So,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And it makes sense from there. You got them on payroll, and you can send them 100 iPads. They're getting paid the same.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. That's not how.
Yeah,
it works,
I don't know, man. Like, I've learned that, like, companies do that, but then when you really dive into it, outsourcing really does cut the cost, because then there's more accountability. There's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you may see in a
Yeah.
few years where they're like, hey,
Yeah.
it just all depends
Yeah.
on how I would say their financial officer looks
Yeah.
at it.
Right.
But I do.
So do you have any formal schooling or trainings or anything, or did you just YouTube?
That's a good
You want to
question.
re-ask that just
Yeah.
for audio purposes?
So
I'm just kidding.
Lex had a great question. She wants to know, do you have any formal education or training to do what you do?
No, I don't. Yeah, no, that's a good question. No, I'm just self-taught, YouTube, trial and error. And I would have loved to do, but at the timing of schooling, doing this wasn't even a thought.
Not yet.
So yeah, no, I mean, I'm self-taught. And
Well, you got to think too. Like, even what year did you graduate?
2008.
Yeah, 2008.
Yep.
I was 2010. I was just gonna think, like, even like phone repair
Yeah.
wasn't
yeah.
really even a.
Yeah.
Was it a thing back then?
No, it was not.
You know what I mean? I was just
and even
thinking that.
even now, like, there's a course that I'm looking into. It's for micro soldering, and that's one thing I don't offer here. So
Gotcha. That's getting deep.
it really is. Yeah,
Dude, soldering is.
yeah.
Dude, I had to solder when I worked at Hershey Park for our. It wasn't often, and it was very rare, but we had to solder on some of our boards and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then it's micro soldering at that. So,
Yeah, so you're talking.
you're under a microscope,
Yeah,
so but that's a
microprocessors and all that
whole-
other.
That's a whole market that I'm missing out on, quite honestly. Which I use somebody I ship out to.
Okay.
So we just don't do it in house, but we can take care of like HDMI ports on PlayStations, and so we offer that. It's just not in house. I rip apart and ship the board to Atlanta. Actually, is where
Dang, man.
Yep. But we've been, I got 3 PlayStations waiting to get picked up. So it's
awesome.
like it's been working out that way. But I would love to offer that in house. But with the schooling, there isn't like there's a course, but that's the only thing I found.
Like a
It's upstate
certification.
New York. Yep. And it's upstate New York. It's $7,500, and it's a week-long course. And then they guarantee by the end of the course you'll be able to do this, and that.
Yeah.
So that is something I'm looking into, but that would be the only and first, schooling that I've had with this. But yeah, everything else has been trial and error.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of like us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, we
Yeah,
have
just
no
figuring it
formal training or schooling.
I don't know if this is a story I should tell, but I'm gonna tell it
Bro,
anyway.
dude,
We can do edits.
yeah, bro,
When
we
I
love
first-
it, man.
You decide.
Well, I say this openly. When I first opened up, it was one of my first batteries I was working on, and I didn't realize how these lithium batteries. I didn't do enough research.
Okay.
I tried just yanking the sucker out. And I popped it. It was a chemical fire to happen. It was like a blue and green flame coming out of this battery, and it stank so bad. And I'm freaking out. I had the video from my surveillance for a while, and I lost it because the video is funny because I like shoo it off, and I'm like stepping on this thing. It was so bad. I had to shut the store down because it stank,
fumes,
and
yeah.
I got fans running.
Yep.
I opened the door.
Was it here or was
No,
it?
it was
at the
it was
other
at
spot.
The other
yeah.
location.
What are you starting?
Yeah, man,
Customer,
dude.
yeah, this was early. This
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
recent.
No,
This
man.
is why your phone and device is in good hands.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, dude, you got you're 4+ years now, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're good, man.
Customer comes in, his phone, and lights are off. I'm in there fanning stuff. Customer comes walking in because I told him to come back in an hour. And he said, "Oh man, I hope that's not my phone." I said, "Well, sir, it is." So, and I was fully prepared to buy him a brand. I would have drove to Apple in that moment. But that was a real life trial and error moment where YouTube did not tell me that I couldn't bend it a certain way.
Nah.
And that's just over the years, I've learned, whatever.
There's techniques. And
Oh my gosh, that was one of my
what was
first.
after you said, "Well, sir, it is your phone"? What was his reaction?
He was shocked at first. He laughed. He thought I was joking, and I was
Was
like,
it like an
"Actually,
awkward
it is."
laugh?
He was like, he was
He's
like,
like,
and I was like, no, it is your phone.
So seriously.
So I apologize. I need some time here. To whatever
Make
to
it correct.
figure
Yeah.
to make it right. Fortunately, the board didn't get touched. Through that whole ordeal. So I ended up taking his motherboard out, putting it into a whole new housing and everything.
Yeah.
So he ended up making out because he got a whole new device besides his board. But that was definitely a
learning experience though, man. You know what I mean?
Great story,
Dude, that stuff right there, you can't pay for that.
Yeah,
though. You know what I
right.
mean? You have to
Yeah,
pay for it in
yeah,
your time,
yeah.
and there was
Yeah.
a cost of doing whatever you did. But like that training you're about to go, you can't get that there, man.
Yeah. And it was
Hopefully
humility.
they do train you on how to handle chemical.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That guy's literally.
I didn't know what to do, man. There was I'm sure they might have fixed it now, but there was a little burn in the floor, and I would always see that, and that
As a
was just a
reminder.
reminder, man.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Patience, heat, and alcohol is what I learned.
Patience, heat, and alcohol, man.
to
This
get
guy,
the-
this guy has the slogans. He has, you should start like hanging these things, man. You know what I mean, for real. So, you do the phones and all that other stuff. You do the iPads and some PlayStation stuff like that. I remember earlier you mentioned that you do refurbish some and sell them.
Yep.
So, why don't we highlight that? Like, what do you have? What do you sell? What do you provide?
So I keep it simple. It's phones, computers, and tablets are what I work on, so that's what I'll sell.
Nice.
I won't sell you anything I can't repair.
Yep.
Just because if you're purchasing from me,
You're gonna come back. You want that client to come.
Yeah, we'll give you discounted repair prices if you do happen to damage it.
Yeah.
Or if things happen with the refurbished devices, so
Dude, everything.
so I want to be able to sell that to you, but always be able to take care of you if something does go wrong.
Yeah.
Within that warranty period and whatever.
Gotcha.
So yeah, phones, computers, tablets. I do get here and there game systems in, and I will have those here and there, but yeah, phones, computers, tablets, and then the accessories to go with them.
Nice,
So
nice.
I just keep it simple. I don't want to have a store full of random. I don't want that buy and sell.
Yeah,
feel.
no, that's what I was gonna ask you.
I want it to be like a living room that I'm working on. Your device. So so I just keep it simple and leave it at that.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. Well, I want to highlight real quick, and I don't know if they can see it, but I see two Best of Lebanon Valley back there,
yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
2022 and 2021, man. So, dude.
We'll zoom in on that.
Yeah, we'll get that though. Dude, that's a hard award to win, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Like on some real like.
It is.
Yeah, we went at it. We had runner up. Ask4Noah had runner
Okay.
up.
Wait, who was first?
20 what? Who was first? Yeah, we don't worry about that. You know what I mean? We're not Ricky Bobby over here. You know? we don't follow that. If you're not first, you're last. No, I know that award's definitely big. You know what I mean? And that definitely speaks volumes on what you were saying of like your phone is in, your device is in good hands here. So I want to wrap it up, dude. I really appreciate you giving us the insight and whatnot, and giving us the past, the present, and the future. I'm super stoked for your the suite here.
Yeah, man.
So everybody keep that in thoughts for 2025, man. We'll definitely keep our eyes out. So again, guys, thank you for always with the support and follow here for SBS. Ask4Noah, Michael Order with the Michael Order team at Remax Cornerstone, and Scott from Mobile Medics. Thank you for having us, man.
Yeah, absolutely,
we
man.
appreciate it, brother.
Yes, sir.
Always. If you are in the area and you need a quick flip for your screen, for your phone, stop in. He is by Fresh Donuts, but what is the address?
The address is 1224 Cumberland Street.
Awesome. And then also, too, if you want to hit them with your any social media or anything like that where they can find you, website, things like that?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. It's all Mobile Medics. So you just search Mobile Medics and we'll pop up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Again, guys, thank you. And look out for it. Oh, and so before I forget, every SBS does a giveaway.
Okay.
Wasn't sure if you had something in mind. But what we do is we post your business with the video, and then we set the instructions that, to enter, you have to follow both our businesses and your businesses. You have to like the pages. You have to like the post, and then tag 3 people.
Okay.
Cool. Super interactive. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It gets in there. You saw the Ula Balls one. So what would your?
So I could I put together like I call it the Oops Repair Bundle.
There you go, man.
But I do it for different, raffles, whatever. But it's like it comes with chargers, screen protectors, a gift certificate, so I'll put something together.
Dude, you hear that? So if you enter, you're gonna get the Oops Repair
Repair Bundle.
Oops Repair Bundle. I'm stoked for that.
Yeah.
So keep your eye out for that, and make sure to like, follow, and comment, and tag 3 people. So thanks again, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man.
Awesome, man.
This is cool.
Appreciate you.
I love
This
it,
is
bro.
cool.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, dude. Let's get some. Show us around.